Welcome
Welcome
to Shade
to
in the
Shade in the
City.
City.
I'm Treese.
It's no.
Make sure that as you guys are coming in, that you hit that like button and you're
And you hit that
subscribed,
subscribe button.
right? And we are jumping into Ready to Love tonight, y'all. And it was good.
Yes,
Good with
It
a
was
T at the
spicy.
end. Okay.
It was spicy.
So we are ready to get into it. So let's get into it and let's get shady, guys. So we come in, y'all. Okay. So we already know from last episode, Tori and Paul, P.O. delivering. They're on the chopping block. So basically, Sabrina lets them know that Sabrina calls up Tori and basically lets him know that even though what she said, you have a beautiful soul or something.
She said he is a genuine creative spirit.
Right. Creative spirit.
And the women really haven't had a chance to connect with him until now. So that's kind of like his hindrance. She lets them know about Paul that he's a witty personality and the women really feel that he's blossomed over time, but they haven't come to know much about him in the process until kind of now. So really, they both kind of got the same thing going for them, like the same.
But Sabrina also adds to Tori that unfortunately, ever since the breakdown of their connection, Tori has not been mingling as he should, and that has messed up his process for the most part. And a lot of the ladies feel that way. And so basically we conclude that Tori is not ready to love and he gets sent home. So they move on pretty quickly. And nephew Tommy tells Paul to go back to being Paul. He lets him know that they'll be coming together at the end of the week to talk. Paul, I think, is like, I got another day. I got another chance. So we're going to see what Paul is going to do because, again, Tina is still MIA. And, you know, I think Zakia is still in her feelings, even though she's starting to work up to Paul. I think she's still in her feelings about Clifton. So we'll see if he's able to do something, make a connection there. Yeah. Now, this was interesting. After this, Sabrina confronts Demetrius, y'all. But it was weird because it wasn't like they were in a private place. Zakia, Carmen, and Joy were sitting on the couch, not
walking at all.
And Sabrina like stops him and is like, we need to talk about like your level of affection and showing me and showing up. And I was like, okay, Sabrina, you know what?
Actually, I was actually kind of impressed.
And I can see that in you too. She's very direct. She's very direct, and she does. But I think that you would have chosen a different place. I will give you that. You would have chosen a different moment, but I think you would have said the same thing. But she's very direct, and she doesn't care where she is, and she's saying what she needs to say. And I can appreciate that about you, Sabrina. So, basically, he's like, where is this coming from? He's kind of taken off guard, but he's like, no.
Well, actually, I felt like initially he was kind of speaking his truth a little bit, you know, and letting her know that he does want to continue with her outside of the process. Right. But then he lets him know, like, that there needs to be a balance. Like, I need to see more. She's like, there needs to be a balance of affection and love. And basically, I mean, he speaks his words, but apparently he's not showing it through affection. And that's one of the issues, you know, that they're having. Sabrina also lets him know that they both need to be more proactive so that they can grow closer. And Demetrius, I don't want to say like he got defensive, but he basically, the way he feels is, you know, she has other connections and he's not about to give 100% of himself someone who has connections with other people, you know, possibly causing himself hurt. So Demetrius, you know, lets her know that that's something that, you know, he preserves for the woman that he's with, the, you know, whoever he's with, and if she chooses him after the process. And she's like, I'm kind of going to need you to start that now, basically letting him know, like, I need to know that this is something you're capable of, because you haven't shown me throughout this whole process that this is what you can do. So I guess he says he's going to work on it. He's not going to give 100%, but he is going to work on showing her affection and, you know, not just speaking it with his words. So then we have Carmen and Donovan. They getting steamy and cozy all up in a hot tub.
Okay, real
Carmen is super happy that they get, you know, privacy in the hot tub. Nobody else's, you know, bodies are in there. And she says now, you know, she can
look. You know what I was thinking of? I'm talking body to body, cheek to cheek. I was like, yes, that's what this scene was giving. They were giving body cheek to cheek.
It was. She even said, I don't even like, I'm a little nervous. I don't know if I should sit on his lap or I should sit next to him. Like, and you know what? And you know what?
Do what you feel, girl. Do what you feel.
You know what? You know what? I actually liked Carmen in this scene because it was actually kind of cute and nice to see her nervous and giddy. Because normally she's very assertive and she's like, you know, I'm taking charge. Like, this is what I want and this is what I'm going to go get. So it was cute to see like her, you know, kind of nervous and not sure what to do or what moves to make. It makes you feel like she actually has a genuine connection and, you know, actually likes him. I thought it was cute. But, you know, she says now she can focus on her connection with Donovan. And Donovan lets her know, like, maybe they can take this to the next level. Oh, hey, Donovan and Carmen.
And she was hoping the same thing.
Yeah, she started blushing
because of his connection with Sabrina. Oh Lord, Jesus! I just saw lightning, y'all. Oh, okay, but if you hear thunder and lightning, I'm sorry, Shade Squad. It is real. Like
it moved from my house to her house, y'all.
It literally went. It was going past her house, and then it got to mine. It's insane. But no. So basically, Carmen was like, you know, I was worried because you had this connection with Sabrina. And she said, Sabrina is a good girl, but I'm a better woman. I said, Carmen, it took a minute for you to grow on me, but I like you. I like you.
You know what I liked about this scene? Donovan let us know that he can do the cherry stem trick with his tongue.
Did I miss that?
Said it, but he ain't show it. I wish he would.
Oh, because I was like, I would have seen that.
Oh, Carmen was like, no, you can't. And he like,
I bet you want to find out.
Look, Trace, I'm trying to see what that what that be like. I ain't never met nobody that can do that.
Okay.
So Zakiya lets us know that she was definitely feeling some type of way. You know, about seeing Clifton and Joy all in her face all damn weekend, you know, and Clifton still hasn't talked to her about anything. He has not updated her and let her know that she is not the one. Right. So they sit down and, you know, he says that he hasn't had a chance to talk to her. And, you know, he recognizes that she feels some type of way and she agrees that she does.
She's like, I'm glad you finally recognize it.
Exactly. She says that she can see that him and Joy do have a genuine connection, and she cares about him, and she wants him to be happy and wants him to get what he wants, and she can see that, you know, it's Joy that he wants. I felt so bad for Zakiya in this.
I did. That's why I'm sitting here somber, y'all. Y'all hear me? I'm sitting here like, poor Zakiya.
Yeah, she basically just lets him know, like, she just wished that, you know, he would have spoke to her about it before, you know, it being kind of thrown in her face. And Clifton agrees, you know, that he handled that wrong and he should have pulled her to the side and let her know, you know, what was going on. He says in the confessional that it's hard for him to have this type of conversation because Zakiya is a great person and they did have a strong connection. You know, And then she's just like, like, you can give me a hug though. And then they get to cuddling on the couch. And she seems like she's a little teary-eyed. And she's like, you giving me something I can't get all the time. And she decides she's, gonna go. What really made me feel bad for Zakiya is because, she said she's the type of person to always have her guard up. And she got to a place where she could be vulnerable with Clifton. And, now that guard has to go back up. So I did feel bad for her, but I thought she handled it very well. But I'm not surprised. I really love Zakiya. To me, she's super mature. She's a super grown woman. And she's a boss. So I'm not surprised that she handled it the way she did, but I am proud of the way she handled it.
Right.
It's getting hot and steamy, y'all. We got Clifton, Joy, Sabrina, and Demetrius, and they all get in a hot tub together. Clifton says that he had to close out his connection with other people. And Joy asks him, how he's doing. And, he starts talking about Zakiya and how Zakiya is doing. She's like, that's not what I asked you.
I asked you how you were doing.
Basically. And, he says like he's doing fine. And she's just like, okay, and Sabrina, she's over here enjoying the affection that Demetrius is finally showing her. She's sitting on his lap. He's rubbing her feet. I'm like, doing what she's supposed to, what she asked for.
Right. Come through listening.
Exactly. And then Joy, applies a little pressure. And, Sabrina's like, yeah, like, I'm loving this. I'm loving the connection, but like I gotta move at my own pace. So thanks, but no thanks.
Right.
Joy is happy that she gets to spend time with her boo thing, of course.
They're all over each other. They was just they were all over each other. I was like, oh, I really feel like they did that. She's
happy that they get to behave. She's happy that they get to behave as a couple. They even share a kiss. That it did make it seem like it might go down that night. That's the vibe.
Like it had already went down the night before. Like it's deep, passionate.
Oh, you think that it had already went down? Okay, well, if it didn't, then I can see that night it going down. Okay, so then we are waking up the next morning. Looks like everybody's in the kitchen making breakfast, getting their coffee. They're all getting ready to go. Apparently it's time to leave the house. And then Tina pops up. Nobody's happy to see her. No surprise, we ain't happy to see you. Nobody is really happy to see her.
Everybody's like, this is super awkward.
And yeah, she's like, this is weird. Donovan's like, yeah, that's a word. That's a word for it. And
she love like California people.
Just like that's a word.
Like that's a word. Like really?
Like but she feels like she needs to speak with Donovan. And Carmen, with her little shady self, she's like, so well, where you been? Where you been, friend? Where you been? She was like, I heard that she was having car trouble, but I was like, and then, I heard you was on your way. And I was like, well, is she coming from Alaska? I said,
shady, Carmen, that was shady.
Well, God damn. So, she tells Donovan, like, hey, can we go for a walk? And then they sit down. And he wants to figure out what is going on. Like, he wants to know, like, what's up? So Donovan tells her, hey, we was on our way out and here you are. Like, what's up? And Tina says that, she basically, she just said like life happened. She didn't really give like a real.
She said that she was overwhelmed by her just being a mother, her business, running her business, trying to date several people at a time. It took a toll on her. She felt like she really didn't have that many connections. Her situation with Demetrius was dwindling out or wasn't anything.
And she didn't believe that she had some real bonds that was strong enough with the guys here also. And he lets her know that you're not really in good standings with the guys here. And she's like, okay, like, you know, I'm okay with that. And Donovan just wants to know, like, so why now? Like, why did you show up?
Like, yeah, like, why would you even show up if that's how you, like, if it's so laxy daisy for you, why didn't you just stay home at this point?
And he's just like, well, he's getting the vibe that she really doesn't care. So he's just glad to see that she's okay, basically. And it
So we
seemed
know
like,
Tina's okay.
yeah, basically. And she apparently that conversation was overwhelming for her. So she wanted to go outside and get some fresh air. As what's the girl named Tina is going outside, you know, they asked Paul, hey Paul, you know, you want to say a few words to Tina? And Paul says he has decided against talking to her.
He said, I ain't got nothing to say to that girl.
He said, I don't do the fake. And he plans to move forward with Zakiya. So I guess that's a no, y'all. Then Carmen, she goes outside to join Zakiya, to join Tina, Jesus Christ, to join Tina. And, you know, she says that they're not super close, but, you know, she wants to make sure she's doing okay. So she tells Tina that, you know, day one, you know, she was a little, you know, concerned about her. And then, you know, after day two, she just kind of assumed that she wasn't coming. And then, you know, especially like with her connections, like she's sure like they feel some type of way. And Tina's just like, you know, she's not really bothered by that because she's like, my main person is Donovan anyway. And Carmen is like, hold up. Because I know Carmen is like,
that's not what you said.
That ain't what you said, boo. Look, plus Donovan is, you know, Carmen's main boo now. So she like, hold up. That ain't what you said. You said that it was Demetrius and Paul, you know, and also Donovan. And she says, you know, she doesn't feel like she's compatible with Demetrius, and he reminds her of her ex. That is a no, if that's the case. I can understand, bro. I can understand.
Right.
And she said, you know, her and Paul's connection isn't as concrete as she thought, like when they first met at the pool. And you know, she really likes Donovan. And she doesn't feel like, you know, she has a connection with anybody there that's worth staying for. I said, well, okay. Well, then she says, you know, she's a mother and, you know, dating multiple people at a time and running her business is just it's overwhelming for her. So she has bowed out. I won't say gracefully, but she has bowed out. So after the getaway, Paul invited Zakiya to dinner,
which was very cute.
It was very cute. Paul
he remembered that she loved red wine.
Yes. Let me tell you something. Paul is giving, and you know what? I think Sabrina said it best because he has grown throughout this process and we are seeing him bloom because this is not Mr. P.O. That we saw in the beginning. So this, and I'm hoping this is the genuine him. It looks like it. It seems like it. And, you know, I'm actually loving it.
Well, you know, too, I think what it is, too, is, you know, he's friends with a lot of the ladies. Like Paul's the homeboy. So he's friends with everybody. Mm-hmm. And so I think that also helps when you have so many women and so many different perspectives, but women telling you what they're looking for. As a man, if you're really listening, it can kind of shape you if you actually take that information and use it. Mm-hmm. You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah. Yeah. Yes, he was paying attention with the red wine, so he made sure to give her some. He also asked her about her mother. And because Zakiya is just so gorgeous, and she was like, "Yeah, she looks like she could be my sister," but they were trying to holler at my mama. Okay, like, hold up, sir. Then Paul asked what she thought about the weekend, and you know, she's like, "It's not what I expected, but definitely what I needed." He's glad that he got to see her unwind and open up, and says that she is a beautiful gem. but can easily get overlooked because, she's guarded. I don't know. He's just giving me like something else right now. Then he says
that. Are we joining the PO fan club now? Oh God.
Zakiya says that, she's still looking for that fairy tale, her Prince Charming, and her happily ever after. Paul says that, she's a total package, and, he's glad that he has the opportunity to build a connection with her, that she is a stand-up, powerful, beautiful Black queen. And if you don't notice that within the, and you can see that within the first 5 minutes of getting to know her. He says that she matches his energy. That is the energy that he needs. And I'm not gonna keep on going on and on about all the shit that he was saying to her, but it was some really
nice.
Can I
just tell you, Paul got them words.
He got them words.
I literally talking them draws off.
Let me tell you something. If it wouldn't extend our time, I would literally sit here and tell y'all everything he said because it really was so beautiful. But I'm not gonna do that. But it was beautiful. It was really beautiful. And Zakiya said that, it feels great to be seen. Because she didn't feel like she was really being seen before. So Clifton and Joy, they go out on a dinner date.
Now this was my moment. It was lovey-dovey. It was just,
she looked like she was watching. I wish I would have saw her while she was watching it. She's just like she's watching something on Lifetime.
Yes, I was in my happy place. I was happy to see my fellow fish, Team Pisces. I was happy to see her happy. And it was just a good moment. It was just beautiful. I love her being able to be open, them show affection, but for him to finally sit down and all I want is you. Like, that's what we needed. That's what we needed, Clifton. Mm-hmm. And so
he does let her know that he had a conversation with Zakiya.
Right.
And about, how he was spending more time away than they expected him to. But, he was nurturing his connection with Joy. And Joy completely agrees. She's just like, like, we're not really here for play, basically. Like, if this is where you want to be, this is where you plan to be after, this process is over. That's the type of shit you got to do. But I mean, that's not what she said, but basically that's what she said.
That's what she said.
That's what she said.
We read between the lines.
But yeah, they have a genuine connection. Joy tells him that she likes him, but she hates saying that. And he's like, why? Because like you feel like it's not enough. And they both feel the same way. They're not in love or love each other, but they know whatever they feel is more than like. I don't know. It's just a cute little stage.
I would say it was nice to see a connection that was, I feel like, legitimate from start to finish. Like genuine. From the time he took and sipped out her glass. I knew that them two was gonna be something. Mm-hmm. So hats off to Clifton and Joy. I'm happy to see it.
So everyone's walking into the brunch to meet up with nephew Tommy. And apparently Sabrina lets us know that it's tense between her and both of her connections. So apparently something happened off camera that we don't know about. They tell nephew Tommy that Tina showed up 10 minutes before they left. And Carmen says that, she spoke with her and she said that she didn't feel like she really had any connections there. And nephew Tommy says, he's going to get to the bottom of it and speak to Tina.
And he was going to talk to Tina separately.
Mm-hmm. Then, he's going around. He want to know what happened, how the weekend went, and, how's everybody's connections. He starts with Joy. And Joy says her connection was great. It
was great.
I agree. It definitely was. She said that they communicated their concerns, and their concerns are trust with the past. And we know that. He's made it very clear. He has not tried to hide it. He has a problem with exes. And I get it. I understand. And nephew Tommy says, well, 6 months down the line, where do you see yourself? He says he sees them butt-ass naked on a nude beach somewhere. And I'm with it. He said that they make their own destiny. Well, go on with your butt naked ass.
Right? Go ahead.
Paul says the process for him has been a roller coaster. You know, he met and talked to Tina and thought she was solid. And
she's not so solid.
She's not so solid. Carmen has attributes in a woman that, you know, he likes. He says she's very strong-minded, businesswoman. And then, you know, he went on a date with Zakia, and, you know, he said that she has some of the same attributes, but they are polar opposites, basically. Now, Carmen, I'm sorry. He tells us that, you know, he doesn't think Carmen is intentional, and, you know, only talks really about him. So he feels like, you know, like she was kind of sizing him up, and Carmen is shocked. She is taken aback by this. Okay. She clearly did not like whatever the hell he had to say, because she felt like he's questioning her integrity. Mm-hmm. So, you know, she got upset, and I guess that made her want to spill the motherfucking tea. Okay.
And she
asked him about his date with Zakia, and he said that he wants a certain type of woman who looks a certain type of way. And he doesn't want to basically have to get turned on. And Zakia is just kind of like taken aback, because it's like,
right,
you know, I thought you were kind of interested in me. So Paul calls bullshit. He says that's bullshit, while Zakia's, you know, right next to him, giving him the side eye. It's really like he in the hot seat, because he got Carmen on one side and Zakia on the next side.
On the side. He really did.
And Paul says that, you know, he did say that he likes his women sexy, but he never said that she can't be that for him. Basically saying that he did say that he likes sexy women, or he likes his woman a certain way, but he never said Zakia wasn't that type of woman. Mm. So then Zakia says that, you know, she believes Paul when it comes to Carmen, and she doesn't trust a word that comes out of Carmen's mouth. Explain things, like when Carmen tries to explain certain things, the kid called the bitch a liar. Okay, she called her a liar, lying, bitter bitch. A lying, bitter bitch. I ain't about to go into everything that she said, okay, but that's the gist of it. And you know, she also feels like Carmen is mad at her because she's the one that got Eric out the house, and she's like that they have some imaginary connection. So Zakia says, you know, she's not insecure about her looks at all, and, you know, she feels that sexiness doesn't have to be on display, and class is always in style. And Miss Carmen says, basically, if you ain't got it to show or to post it, then you just ain't got it. Like, and Zakia was like, I mean, natural versus purchase, boo. I was like, we take shots fired. And, you know, nephew Tommy notices that it is time to change the subject. It is time to move on to something else. He said, a little bit. Hop in here.
Go ahead, Sabrina.
So, you know, she talks about, you know, her connection. She says Donovan is lighthearted, easy to talk to, and makes her laugh. But her concern is his relationship history. It makes her question whether, you know, he's taken enough time to heal, and if he's really ready to commit. And she feels like Demetrius is a solid, strong, solid man, and someone who she can trust. She's trusted him from the beginning, the most out of everyone there.
The submissive thing is throwing her off.
That's what it is. Yeah. And she said that she can be submissive, but it's not her default. And she feels like their default personalities are going to clash, basically. She says that Donovan says that, you know, he's been completely transparent, and his biggest thing is communication. And he thought that they were past that. So he
feels some type of way that she brought this up in a group forum. Like, he really feels some type of way.
Mm-hmm. Then Demetrius touches on how his friend is the one that brought up the submissive conversation. But, his friend doesn't speak for him. Right. And, he also says that he let her know that, he can't give her 100%, knowing that she has other connections and he's reserving that for one woman. She says she understands that, but he's asking her to make a decision on what he's saying versus what he's showing her. So I kind of understand both sides. I do. Donovan says that his strongest connection is Carmen. And because apparently, I don't know, I guess he really ain't feeling Sabrina no more. Apparently Sabrina snapped on his ass and off camera.
Oh, yeah. Apparently Sabrina was like, don't get voted off like the last one. I was like, Sabrina out here throwing threats around? Is that what she's doing?
He said
allegedly. I didn't say Sabrina was doing that. Allegedly.
He said that he felt the devil finally showed his face. I was like, what? So Sabrina is totally caught off guard. She's like, what? Like, I didn't say that. She's like, we were joking back and forth like it was banter. And, right. He said, who do you think is next to go? And she said, it could be you. So she, she's there. Let me tell you, she feels like, she doesn't understand where this is coming from. That basically what she was saying was not an attack on him. She doesn't understand why he's reacting this way, but she was right. There's tension. There is tension with her and her connections. We have where Tommy is to be meeting up with Tina. He gets there and he wants to see where she is in the process and get her side of the story. She had Tommy waiting for over an hour, y'all, and never showed
up. Once again. She said, fuck that. Okay.
Oh, she held up the fucking host of the show. Like, no call, no show. Now, she's disrespectful. She's disrespectful.
Woo. All right. Thank you guys so much for tuning in to another review of Ready to Love, season what? 5.
I'm ready.
Okay, she insists on doing this song.
Catchy, damn it.
But anyway, guys, thank you so much for tuning in. Please make sure you hit that like button before you leave.
You comment.
You subscribe.
Join the family. And hit the notification bell.
And please make sure you're following us on all platforms. And we will catch you guys next week. And I believe we're meeting the family. So I remember last time we met the family right before the ending ceremony. So I don't know if they're going to carry us out into the 2 episodes or if we're just going to end it all next week. I don't know what's going on, but we know Tina won't be there. So, all right, y'all. Have a good one. See y'all next week. Love you.
Front, back, side to side. Make sure you go like and subscribe. Front, back, side to side. Make sure you go like and subscribe. Hey!